It's got a furry thing on the top. Look.
A bit freaked by that.
Is that just for cats at the furry bit?
It's actually for audio. So, you go outside and the wind gets microphones, it roars.
Oh, right.
It's to stop them doing that.
It is, isn't it?
Because we've just, like I say, we've just been in Scotland. Although this mainly got wet rather than windy.
Didn't it?
It was so wet up there.
It's almost like monsoon kind of rain.
Some of the chaps,
4 days.
some of the chaps we said it's the worst rain wet they've had in Scotland for the last decade.
I've got a friend on Facebook and she's up there and she says it's been terrible.
It's, it's been fun. And we took the kids out wild camping and they enjoyed that. What about you? Are you still there, are you? What's that? What's that? Oh, the furry bit's interesting.
Oh, he's got the shadow there too.
Is it?
It's a loon.
You're a bouncy one, aren't you?
These two are obviously tired. They all do play like that, but he absolutely loves that.
Fishing.
Oh, they're having none of that now too. They're like, us too.
So how do you? Because I've had two cats in the old house, but we just feed them together. But do you feed them separately once you get them? Just give them all food together.
At the moment, they're all eating together, so.
Yeah. And the same with litter trays and stuff, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't mind. All sharing. Do you like that?
They'll come with a couple of weeks' supply of the dried food that they're on.
Yeah.
And then I feed them on Felix kitten pouches as well.
All right, okay.
They do Felix kitten pouches, ordinary ones, and then they do the as good as it looks ones. They'll eat both, but they prefer the as good as it looks because they're a little bit more expensive.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Do you want to play with that, do you? I can lift it up there for you.
Oh, it's cross it.
Oh no! Sorry about your knees.
Oh, don't worry, I've cut some ribbons under these jeans, I always have.
That's so funny.
Can't get kitten-proof trousers then.
Him foot.
Oh, watching a little there's a video on YouTube that's comparing how cats are with their puppies, children, compared with how dogs are with their puppies. And there's this dog teaching its puppy how to walk down the stairs, and spends ages with it running up, running down, running up, running down, and then finally the puppy gets all the way down the stairs. And there's one of the cat teaching his kitten how to walk down the stairs. The kitten takes the first step, cat goes boom, tips him down the stairs. Yeah, you deal with it. Hello. Is that who make you meow then?
Mum.
Is that Mum meowing?
She's underneath you. Oh.
Very, very cute.
Just discovered wet floors the other day. She was there locking in there while I'm mopping the floor.
Yeah.
Like that. And I left them out and mopping the floor. Oh, the wet floors, because you can skid on a wet floor.
Ah, okay. Yeah. What's that? Dancing.
I love how they put the head on the side.
Everything looks better on its side, doesn't it? Do you want to come down here?
Somebody had a black girl off me last year just before Christmas, and she lives in an old converted church.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
And she's got this massive staircase going right up, so they've got this massive 30-foot Christmas tree at the bottom of the staircase. And she sent me this video of this kitten running up the staircase and lunging, landing on the tree.
That sounds very
And
familiar.
they couldn't get her off because they couldn't reach it.
Couldn't get into it.
No.
And they had to get somebody, they had to call somebody else in as well
Lean tree over.
Well, they've got their parents live in what used to be like a Sunday school that's attached to the church.
Yeah.
So they had to go and get their parents as well. And they all had to push this Christmas tree closer to the stairs so they could get there.
Well, Stanley, when, because we thought, you know, our balcony's it was a story up, and there's a fence around it. And it's like, fine. So we used to sit on the balcony with him. And one day he just jumped up onto the fence and jumped straight out into midair. So I tried to save him, and he'd seen one of the trees had grown up just underneath the balcony.
Oh, right.
And obviously decided to throw himself right in the middle of it. It's a rose tree, so he's in the
Nothing simple.
Yeah.
They can only test for 2 of them.
All right.
But they are the 2 most common ones. If the parents are negative, then the kittens are negative.
Yeah.
And all mine are tested negative.
Yeah.
But that's only for the 2 most common ones, so there's no 100% guarantee.
So broadly covers the risk,
Yeah.
but not all of it. Yeah.
You're a right old one, aren't you, mate?
You're not having any of it.
Oh, I see.
He likes to sleep. He wants your foot now. And do you want to deposit? Because we can make a bank transfer on.
Yes,
deposit.
yes, I would.
What's in my checkbook?
Yeah, if you can do a bank transfer, then yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all. Oh. Can't separate them. What does Mum want?
Let go.
I don't sell single ones to people that are out at work all day and stuff like that.
I can't understand. I can't understand what people say cats are alright, but dogs you shouldn't. I think cats and dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
we
Mum's
both work
having
from
a
home,
play.
which is great.
Yeah, it's funny. Stan used to spend the morning in my office and then the afternoon in Tim's office. And he used to be mad for bubble wrap, so I had a whole load of bubble wrap underneath my desk. And he used to sit there.
Well, they do. Maine Coons are terrible for plastic.
Oh.
Plastic carry bags,
Well,
especially.
Stanley would do that, yeah.
If you come in with your shopping, they have to investigate it
Stan lives
all.
exactly like that.
And then you pick your bag up to look at it, and all the handles
okay.
all wet.
She's
Okay.
Where are you going with that, madam? Hey? Where are you going with that?
Yeah, mine.
That's so funny. She says, play with me.
What about this? It's not quite as good as
Want to
this
play with
one,
you?
is it? It's not quite as good.
Play with me.
Quite vocal.
They all are. Maine
Are they?
Coons are usually very vocal, yeah. Dad never shuts up.
Where do you keep Dad at the moment?
In fact, my oldest always says when he goes, mate, she says it sounds just like Mum. He says he talks to me. Woo.
You're getting a bit of attention now, you're alright. Oh, it's gone. Where's it gone? Look. Get all your kids playing, you don't get a chance, do you? Playing now then. Like that string.
How long do you feed them on kitten food then? Is it just till like a year old or is it? Just a few months?
About a year, yeah. I mean, they say a year with most cats, but some Maine Coons go on to a bigger kibble because there's... At the moment, I'm feeding them a mixture of this Arden Grange, which is, I'm trying it. It's supposed to be a new one. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
human grade chicken and stuff
Alright,
they're using
okay.
in it. Usually I use Royal Canin.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they've had Royal Canin mother and baby, and then we've gone to Royal Canin kitten, Maine Coon kitten, and then Royal Canin Maine Coon.
Oh,
And the
right.
Royal Canin Maine Coon adult one is quite a big kibble. It looks a bit like a dog biscuit.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I didn't even realise they did food specifically.
Yeah, they do breed specific
I
ones.
didn't realise that.
It's cheaper to buy on the internet, but you can get them in most pet supermarkets.
Why did they do breed specific? Is that nutrient differences or?
Well, they put stuff in that's good for the hearts, for growth, especially
Right.
with the Maine Coon
So
ones.
just vitamin mostly differences,
Yeah.
are
As I say, they're quite big. It's a big kibble. But once you've got an adult, especially with the males, they need a big kibble for the jaw.
Of course, yeah. And the teeth.
Yeah.
they? That was something I wanted to ask, because Stanley had problems with
Tartar, don't they?
tartar on his teeth
Hmm.
and brush cat's teeth.
I never have.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Do they ever get problems?
Did he get fed on wet or dry food?
Mixture.
Well, mixture, half and half.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you can do really. It's the wet food that does
Yeah.
it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
They said the dry food would break it off a little bit, I think, and clean their teeth while they're doing it,
Yeah.
and they'll dent a bit things as well. But the vet
You
said...
get spoilt, don't you?
The vet
they
said
like
some-
Cremula cream cheese.
Oh, do they?
You know the stuff you buy in a tube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my cats like that.
Oh, do they? What, just put on a spoon or put on a bowl?
I usually just put a little inch on the floor or whatever and it's hoovered up like lightning. They absolutely love it. In fact, I've got one girl that as soon as I go to put the kettle on, she goes and sits by the fridge and nuzzles up the fridge because she knows that I'm going to go and get milk out
Oh,
of the
that's
fridge.
so funny. And
She tries it on all the time. She does it every time. As soon as you put the kettle on, she's there.
That's funny. Cream cheese and water.
And do
They
you need
like
to...
the plain and they like ham, but the favourite is the prawn.
And do you have to do anything to litter train them once they've been 13 weeks, so they're pretty much fully
They're pretty
trained?
much fully litter trained. I mean,
Yeah.
they might
Have the odd
keep them in a
accident.
fairly confined space to start with. I mean, decide where you're going to keep your
Okay.
litter tray, keep
Yeah.
them like in that room or whatever
Right.
until they've used it a few times, and then you can start letting them out. Because if you just put them down, they don't have a clue where it is, or if you pick them up and carry them around the house, they haven't got a clue how to get back there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing is to let them come out and wander away from it, and then
Yeah.
they know the way back to get back to it.
Right, okay.
Do you get them used to the house a bit at a time as well?
But they'll pretty much find their own way
Find their
around
way
once
around,
you
yeah.
start letting them down.
Yeah.
Is it just getting used to the one room then? And then once they've got used to that, just...
Yeah, yeah. As soon as they're used to like where the litter tray is, you
Yeah.
can start moving it around. If by any chance you see them crying and scratching in corners, then they're a bit lost.
A bit
You've got to
lost.
do it there, pick
Yeah.
them up and whiz them back in.
Well, you're sleepy.
It's funny how we all have such different personalities even at this age, isn't it?
Yeah. Can I get you a drink at all? Tea or coffee?
Have a glass of water. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, see, that's all right. Yeah. Just milk.
No, do you have it?
Just milk. You're going to press. Oh no, you can have a little play now.
You're not going out there.
That was a Stanley moment.
Yeah.
Me.
Got it.
You don't like kittens as such, but
Oh wow, he's a handsome chap.
he's the same father.
Hello.
And he's the grandmother's brother.
Right.
Yeah. Baby.
Hello, you.
You don't like kittens, do you?
Grumpy
He's a bit scared.
man.
He's a bit scared of them usually.
Most bugs are a bit scared of babies, aren't they?
Hello.
You're big, aren't you? Pause.
I kept him because when he was a kitten, I was ironing in the kitchen once, we
Yeah.
got a glass table. And the ironing was on the chair, and he climbed up the ironing and got on the table. And I said to him, "Oh, you silly thing, what are you doing up there?" And went to get him down, and he scarpered off the table, run off the table, landed quite heavily, but he run off, so I thought he was all right.
Yeah.
And then a day or so later, he started limping with under his back legs. So I asked he was due to go for his vaccine, and I asked the vet about it, and he chipped a piece of bone off his heel,
poor
Right.
and the muscles pulled it up the back of his leg.
Oh.
And he says he's all right with it,
Just-
but he doesn't ever need to be going out and jumping off big heavy things and whatever.
Yeah.
And he was one of my favourites anyway. He says he might get arthritis in it and rheumatism as he gets older. So
Yeah.
that was my excuse to keep
He's
him.
gorgeous.
Well, Stanley had Rich's cruciate ligament. Jumping
Doing
off-
something similar, jumping off Mike.
Jumping off too fast. But he coped all right.
Yeah.
There's one in the list to try them back in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello,
I know, I don't
handsome.
like them, I know.
Oh, they look scary.
You
Are
can go.
Hello. I've got ticky
they? See,
knees.
actually,
You big wimp, aren't you?
big are you?
I'm gentle.
Have a quick photograph of him. Say hello.
Oh, we know.
You're lovely, aren't you? Yeah, they're a bit bigger than Stanley was.
It looks very similar to Snagger.
It's very similar, yeah, colours and things. Yeah, aren't they?
There's one just sitting in the litter tray too.
Is that you?
Hey, Joey. Tim. Hands, Luke.
Yeah.
I look how he's pouncing on it.
Bye.
What if they can sell Stanley still? Oh, don't get yourself using that. She's playing with a cat's tail on the litter tray. She's getting nuts for it. Well, he's getting nuts for it. Oh, take it as well.
You're not supposed to play in the litter tray. Yes. Tell your son he's not supposed to play in the litter tray.
He's playing with the litter. Oh, sad the girl died.
Feel like a little bit of fur on the top.
It's all right, Scout.
Making a break for freedom. Thank you very much.
Don't know where you're going to put that. I won't give it any saving.
So,
Stick it over here.
Yeah.
so how often do you end up with kittens?
Sorry?
How often do you end up with litters of kittens? A couple of times a year?
Well, no, I've got 4 breeding queens and we all have one a year.
Hmm.
So I've got some more due on the 5th of December.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
quite busy then.
Yeah. How many do you normally get in a litter?
4 as an average.
Yeah.
I've had as little as 2 and I've had as big as 7.
7.
God, that's beautiful.
Bit of a handful.
Keeps you entertained.
What are these always up to?
Yeah, they're like the feathery ones, aren't they? Yeah, how much do you want for the deposit? Because we'll get that sorted out today for you.
Couple of hundred if that's all right.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
all. You've got a toy each here, and you can buy together the same one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You doing the
Come on, what are you doing? So, have you got a name for them at the moment or not?
No, the only one that's... Well, they haven't got pet names at all.
Yeah,
And the only
pedigree
one
names.
whose pedigree name we thought of, although you can think of names yourself if you want to. So it's a novelty when you have your first litter of kittens thinking of names, but when you've had them for like God knows how many years, it's like really hard work thinking of names. The ginger one, we were going to call him Financier Scaramouche.
Yeah.
But
Scaramouche like the Queen song.
That's it, yeah.
He's gone to sleep on the litter tray.
Oh, they do that as well.
Like proper
Keeping him
fast
awake,
asleep.
aren't
Like that. Want that? Do you want to play with that?
She's quite funny when she decides it's time for him to have something to drink.
Yeah.
Like you see, you watch these programmes and they have different chirrups and different whatever, and she'll do a couple of little noises, and you don't know what she's saying, but wherever they are, they're all there, like they're all fixed on. When it's dinner
They know
time.
what it means, then, don't they?
Yeah.
I got a book recently which is all about cat behaviour. I think it was
By one of the chaps who did that research.
one of the guys who was in the research of the BBC programme, but it wasn't.
right, yeah.
It wasn't like so. In the poo tray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a specific type of litter that they're used to or not? Or does it not really matter?
I don't think it really matters, to be honest. This one's called Breeder Select. It's just a recycled newspaper one.
Yeah.
But I tend to use it, like I use it in here and that because I don't want it to track everywhere.
Yeah.
I use another one called Occo Plus, which is a more expensive one, and it's a cellulose based thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
That
it
clumping
clumps up
stuff. Yeah.
but it's not like the clay that goes all sludgy and
Yeah.
horrible.
That's the stuff we used, I think, or a
We
different
use
brand of it.
World's Best.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like World's
Yeah.
Best. It's very similar to World's Best in how it works, but it tracks everywhere.
Right.
So
yes.
I use it outside, and I've got a cellar conversion that the cats go in. I use it in there, and stuff like that. But in here, I tend to use that.
I was going to say, as far as these cats getting big, because I know it's difficult getting big enough trays for Stanley, but you just use normal trays, not litter trays in the end.
Yeah, well, they all get used to hooded ones
Yeah. Okay.
before they go.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
if
cool.
you buy the large size hooded ones, they're usually alright.
They're big enough.
Yeah, have you heard of Zoo Plus?
A sec. And then we'd best go, I think, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gone.